Good evening, everybody. This is going out to my YouTube subscribers, and I wanted to say greetings also to my Facebook fans and friends and Instagram. This is C Temptation coming at you again with another video of Chicago Talk. And this is going to be tonight's video, and I found out some information that is really heavy, and I wanted to share it with you. Now, I'm following up from the video from earlier. This is going to be a message, a warning to these parents. Now, to start it off, I read a story this morning where an 8-year-old girl was almost kidnapped over the weekend. What happened was that this girl was over her grandmother's house and she was outside playing while dinner was being prepared. So the little girl was outside, she was riding her bike, and then all of a sudden a man had walked up and he had threw a plastic bag over her head, attempting to kidnap her. So what happened that she fought back, she kicked him a couple of times and broke free from him, ran into the house, told her mother what happened, and she tried to go after this man and she couldn't find him. Okay. So then, she said that she was happy nothing didn't happen to her, and then she was talking about this mess about staying prayed up. Okay. This is a message going out to that mother, that little girl. You better keep that little girl on lock, because I found something out this evening that is really deep. And what had happened, that this story had took place on the west side of Chicago in the Austin area. Now, I found out tonight that on the west side of Chicago, that's where all this trafficking is going down. And what is the definition of trafficking? That means that these men are snatching these young girls, these teenage girls, and they're taking them to other various areas of Chicago or other cities or out of state and turn them either to prostitutes, or they turn them into sex slaves, and they turn these girls out. And I really believe that, because if you think about the history of the West Side, guess who was the original pimp on the West Side? And he's old school. You guessed it, Don Juan, now known as Bishop Don Juan. And guess what? Now this is the new age for the new pimps, and that's what they're doing. They're trafficking. So parents, take heed to this information. You better keep these kids on lock, because as far as that, for that little girl is concerned, this is not the olden days. This is not back in the days of soul food. This is a whole new different area of time, though. I mean, these old men are preying on these little girls, and as well as these teenage girls. And baby, it is not a joke out here. So you got to really keep your eyes on these kids, and you got to know their whereabouts. I mean, if push come to shove, check their rooms, check everything in their rooms, and know what's really going on, because it is just so dangerous and so foul out here. And it is really, truly sad. So, yeah, that's my message I wanted to put out, though. Like I said, you have to really be extra careful nowadays when it comes down to these little girls, and knowing what's going on, and do not let them out your sight for anything. Because like I said, that trafficking, that is no joke. Once they take the men, take those little girls, you might not see them, or they might end up winding up dead, or somewhere turned out. So that's my message to these parents out here. You need to keep a tighter lockdown on these kids, know their whereabouts, and if you can, do not let them out of your sight. And especially for a little girl that age, she should have never let her go outside. If she did, she should have stayed there with her, stood there and watched her while she was out there riding her bike. I mean, it's a sad situation. I mean, but that's the society that we're living in today. So I wanted to say namaste, peace and blessings out to everyone that's watching this video. And if anybody likes this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, the main important thing I ask is to share and subscribe. And again, I want to send a special thank you out to my 87 subscribers. Like I said, I'm working really hard to try to put Chicago back on the map and make a difference, to try to, let people know across the country, though, that there are positive people out here in Chicago. So that's the purpose why I started this channel in the first place. So I wanted to wish everybody a great night. And if you're out there traveling home, or out there going, to whatever destination you're going, I want to wish you all safe travels, many blessings. And with that, I will say this: good night. Until the next video.